We are going through exercise 6C, and in this video we are answering question 5a, which is asking us to factorize this following cubic. Now this is like the lead up to what we've been doing all along. Why have we been learning about polynomial division? Why have we been learning about the factor theorem? All of that has been leading to this moment, factorizing cubics. So let's begin. So the first thing we're going to do when we're doing this, step number 1, is going to involve a little bit of trial and error. I remember when I was in high school, I hated this so much because I hate trial and error. But unfortunately, there's no avoiding it. Now, in this question, it's kind of nice because, as you can remember, the trial and error is putting in numbers into this and hopefully getting 0 out, trying to prove a factor. The way that you determine what numbers to put in there is by looking at your last term right here and saying, well, I just need to figure out factors of 1. So I only need to consider factors of 1. Factors of 1. And that is only plus or minus 1. So that's really easy. So that means I'm going to get P. Let me just put 1 in first. So it's going to be 2, 1 cubed plus 1 squared minus 2, 1 minus 1, which is going to be 2 plus 1 minus 2 minus 1, which is going to be 0. The fact that I get 0 out here, as we know based on our factor theorem, means therefore x minus 1 is a factor of p of x. Now this right here, this whole thing, this whole polynomial up here, this is p of x. Let's now continue. So having done that, to find the other factors, we're going to have to divide now. Divide. Now, there's multiple ways you can divide. You can divide using your, customary good old-fashioned polynomial long division. The other way you can do it is by using our synthetic division. So let's go through that now. So what we're going to do, we have x minus 1. So that means we're going to put 1 here. I then am going to do an upside down division sign, and then put all my coefficients of p of x. So it's going to be 2, 1, negative 2, negative 1, 2, 1, negative 2, negative 1. Then I'm going to put another line here. Now, it's really easy. The first thing I do is I take this 2 and I bring it down. Oh, that's an ugly arrow, isn't it? Oh well, we'll have to live with it. I'm going to take it down here and put 2 here. Then I'm going to go 1 times 2 is 2. Then I'm going to go 1 plus 2 is 3. Then I'm going to go 1 times 3 is 3. Then I'm going to go negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Then I'm going to go 1 times 1 is 1. Then I'm going to go negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So as you can see here, I'm going 1 times 2 is 2. Then I'm plussing these ones. I'm going 1 times 3 is 3. Then I'm plussing this to get 1. Then I'm going 1 times 1 is 1. Plussing these to get 0. This is helpful now because this tells me that this 2 is 2 of x squared. This 3 is my plus 3 of x. Then I'm going to get plus 1. And this one at the this 0 at the very end, that represents my remainder, which is 0, which makes perfect sense because we proved over here that when you put 1 in here, you get 0 out. X minus 1 is a factor, so you should get a remainder of 0. Let's now continue. We come to our third step right here, which is going to be factorizing. Factorize. So if we were to represent what we have so far, we have x minus 1, we have x minus 1, and we have this right here. We have 2x squared plus 3 of x. I'm going to have to move a bit this way, plus 1. Let me move all the way a bit over here now. Now, I need to factorize this right here. So what I have right here, this thing right here, I'm going to have to factorize. So I'm always going to have this x minus 1 out the front here, but I need to factorize this. And to do that, we're going to use our PSF method, which is simply PSF. My product is 2 times 1 is 2. So I need two numbers that have the product of 2. And I get that by going 2 times 1 is 2. That's why I've got 2 there. Then I need the sum of 3. All right, so I need two numbers that when I times together, I get 2, and when I plus together, I get 3. Obviously, it's going to be 1 and 2. So that means what I can do now is break up this 3 into plus x and plus 2x, because that equals 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, plus 1 on the end here. Now I'm going to go, all right, I can take x out here and be left with 2 of x plus 1. And then for these two right here, I can only take 1 out, which is going to leave me with 2x plus 1. And therefore, what I'm going to be left with is x plus 1, 2x plus 1. And that is my answer. I have fully factorized my initial cubic. It took me a few steps, used a few techniques, but as you can see, all that working out is quite nice. Everything makes sense there. That's my final answer. Hopefully you understood that. Just so you know, you don't have to use this synthetic division approach. You can use just your traditional polynomial long division. But I think you'll agree with me, this is far, far quicker. So hopefully that was helpful.